Conformal coating that I use from MG Chemicals. This stuff is absolutely legendary. Right. Well, 340 grams is way too much. Right? I mean, way too much. You could probably do 1,000 drones with this. I mean, this thing, it goes a long way. Right, so put it this way, I've used this coating on my drone, on my long range 7-inch drone, and once I got right out to the other end, like at the max distance, probably about, I don't know, it would have been about 3 kilometers out, right then it started raining, and I'm talking really heavily. And I thought, oh no, that's it, I've lost my drone. But I'd covered it in this stuff, thinking that, oh well, this will help when it lands in grass, you get a few, a little bit of wet stuff coming up from the grass. But no, it actually stopped the rain from stopping my quad. The quad actually made it all the way back. Now, what I've done in here is I've coated a new build that I'm doing right now, and I'll show you how much coating is on there. So you can see around the chips, you can't actually see any of the pins anymore. They're all covered in the conformal coating. Now this is on the ESC. Some argue that, it won't dissipate heat as well and so forth, right? And look, I'll agree with that. Sure, anything that you're going to put on top of the ESC, this is the underneath side of the ESC. Obviously I've done the underneath side, and then I'll flip it over and I'll do the top. But sure, anything that you will do to your ESC and cover it in any way will increase heat. But this is a 35 amp ESC on a 4-inch build. So 35 amp ESC, we normally use a 12 amp ESC. So first of all, I've gone overkill on this ESC. I always do that. Now, the last thing I want is an ESC to burn out while I'm gone long range somewhere. And as you can see, look, you can see the components are all covered. There is no metal, no contacts exposed anywhere. And I go all over the connections on the side, just basically everywhere that you can. And yeah, I've gone quite a bit of conformal coating on there. But I won't do anything other than that now with all my builds. They all get a good coating, and I let that dry. So I'll probably let this dry overnight, and I'll flip it over to the other side, let that dry overnight. Although you don't have to, it dries fairly quick. But I've put a really thick coating on here. And the beauty is, if you forgot to solder something, you can still solder straight through this. So it's not like, oh, you've put it on now and there's a big mess and somehow you've got to clean it all off. No, it doesn't quite work that way. So yeah, everything is totally covered, and you can see the thickness to which I've covered it. So it's like shrink wrapping, I suppose, your electronics. So yes, there will be, less heat dissipation to some extent, but it is rated for quite a high heat value. I can't remember what it is. But nonetheless, the thing I'm worried about is just making sure that regardless if it rains or something like that while you're out there, that it doesn't get in under your electronics and cause your drone to fall out of the sky. So, I mean, there you can really see at that angle, just basically from the shine over the pins as to how much I've actually coated it all. And yeah, might seem excessive, but you know, I guarantee I could drop this in a river and probably pull it out and just rinse it off and get the mud off it, and it'll probably still just fly. So, yeah. Anyway, that's just a suggestion, guys. You don't want to do that, that's fine. I just have some long range quads that I would always like to get back, and like I said, it saved me once, and that once was well worth it. The can costs nothing. It's really cheap, considering how you can do your entire fleet and then some, and you can do your friends' fleets, and so you can do you can do so many drones with that. A couple of short bursts of spray. I use the spray type. You can use the brush on type, it'll be just as good. But from there you can see how much coating I actually do. So there is no way that any of the pins are exposed. You can see it. You know, like when you look at it like that, you can't really tell, but as soon as you come down at an angle, you can actually see, well, especially look along the grommets there, you can see how much coating has gone up there. And then right in there, you can see, you know, how much it seeps up onto the side of the components. In there you can see between the components, it's actually sort of like formed a bridge. So yeah, there's a really good coating there, and it's waterproof. That's all you need to know. It's just waterproof, and that just works. So yeah, hope you guys take the suggestion on board for your long range quads, and you know, even if it rains, you know that you're going to get it back.